so what am I doing here? There is something here that in the way they are doing it as a bunch of friends originally, and they love cinema and they do it in a park. So there's a sincerity. And of course I come here because I've worked with them and so I know them, and that's why I know about it. But it is different when you get together as a group of friends and you do something that you love, and it's not purely promotion and not cynical. And I don't believe that my friends who are here are doing it primarily as a business. They're doing it primarily for their hometown, for people here, all ages, not just young people. Films have always been political. The first thing is, film is very expensive, so people are spending all that money for political reasons, always. Governments, Disney, you know, whatever, the Soviets. That's the history of cinema. It can't not be political. The point about cinema is it's connected to our dreams. For the first century, people went to the cinema to see sex because there was no internet and they couldn't get sex anywhere else. So it uses all that to make people think about ideas. And you think about ideas in a different way if you see them, if you see something in a cinema that makes you think, than if you read an article in a newspaper or if you talk to friends in a bar. It's a different form because it's connected to unconscious, to the unconscious, to emotions, to things that are, that's why it's such a great propaganda tool, because it deals with ideas in a very different way. It's not intellectual. I always used to say cinema needs to be scandalous, and it's a little difficult today. I mean, you can have scandals about whatever, political correctness, but nobody's really interested. We're writing with Jakub Popowski, which is set in Struga. We had the character of a woman who was from Germany, and she slept with somebody who wasn't her husband. And to Jakub, that made her a bad woman. But for me, I come from London, it doesn't make her a bad woman. So there is a cultural aspect to it, you know. I think people from the Balkans should stop making films about people getting drunk and shouting at each other. And I think it would be better if they made films about all the other great things here. There's fantastic fairy tales and magic, and the history is incredible, and all that is a bit constrained by this routine of making films about people stealing things, people getting drunk, you know. Few things, and there'd be a lot more to talk about here. The other thing I want to say is that I think people from the Balkans, like people from anywhere else, don't really need to worry about where they're from. It will be in the movies anyway. The camera deals with that. But actually to think about something personal or something clever or something moving or something different, it's not necessary to make films about your grandmother. You can also make films about imaginary characters or people who invent or take a traditional story and retell it in a new way, in a different place. There's so much you can do. And maybe people from the Balkans should worry a little bit less about identity and a little bit more about the other stuff here. I think it's connected to the idea that movie making is very different now to years ago. Most people get their audiovisual narrative from watching Netflix, and most people don't go to the movies, you know. It's expensive, you need to get the car, you need to get a babysitter, there isn't always something you want to see that's on. So nowadays, cinema has to be an event. It has to be surprising. It can be artistically experimental and daring. It can be like a big Hollywood, the Odyssey now is all over the world. It's like, and they put $100 million into the publicity to make it an event, so everybody's talking about it. But it needs to be an event, and that's not so easy. to make something special. I work with a lot of young people and I make them write with a pencil and paper. And just to slow the brain down. And funnily enough, it's like that fairy tale. The slower you go, the faster it is. You get there sooner because you have this like more clear vision of where you're going.